No.
Welcome to Hot Takes with Realtors. I'm Cassie Galler, your host and interviewer. Today with me I have Michael Galler, Century 21 family realtor. He, as it says, a realtor, a father of 3, and last but best, my husband.
That's right.
So welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming.
Of course.
Are you ready for this? I know
I am.
you're not a heat guy. I really did not even think you were going to do this.
Of course I'm here for you.
Alright.
But no, I'm not a geek guy. Buffalo wings are hot, so.
So how do you think this is going to go?
Poorly,
Poorly?
especially here or here. One of these two.
Yeah, because you've watched the shows with me, so
Yeah.
you're really aware.
I'll be sweating by 2 or 3, but I can get through no problem. But 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 probably. I'll be like, how do I think again?
Well, I'm sure you'll be fine. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
That sounds pretty good. Oh, I already feel it. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought.
So, why did you become a realtor?
Well, it's a good question. At first, it all started when we first bought our house together. Seeing a couple properties and like just seeing different houses, so I thought was cool. I really like houses. I like seeing all the cool things that different houses have, especially unique ones. And then I was also like, oh, our guy took us to 4 houses, sent us some paperwork, and he made like $3,000 super easy. I want to do that. And then figured out that's not how it works at all. No, it's a lot more work, a lot more behind the scenes, and a lot more your own business. But yeah, I really enjoyed houses, and I thought it was going to be easy money. But once I got into it, I enjoyed it, so I stuck it out.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
This one is what? Not jalapeno?
I'm not sure what peppers are in that one.
Oh, that one's yummy.
Oh.
Oh, I like that one a lot. Oh, I'm making a mess already. Sorry.
So your brand is the real estate guy?
Mhm.
You guys might actually end up hearing your kids in the background because they're in the office with us today since we're both here.
They go everywhere.
So, what made you choose that as your brand?
Well, I mean, it's who I am. It's true. Ever since our first son MJ was born, even a little before then, when we were pregnant, like I was staying at home prepping, which is one of the reasons why I like real estate, is I get to be with my kids. But I was staying at home prepping to be with them while I worked. And that's my identity. I have my kids that I take care of, and I do real estate. I'm a real estate dad, and they've been with me 5 years, inseparable, and they come with me everywhere, listings, showings.
Well, try.
I'm good. Yeah, that's me, real estate dad. Mm-hmm. On round 2. Chipotle and habanero. See, I'm not a fan of habanero. The sweetness is a lie.
See, I love habanero. I don't like chipotle.
Probably smoky. It's way pretty good.
Yeah, I don't like smoky. I like sweet.
It's actually pretty good. I'm already feeling it in my throat.
Well, for you, I think you're doing like really good.
I'm trying.
I think you got better over the years.
Yeah, it's because of you. I didn't eat any spices, and ever since you come around, I had some more.
That's spice up your life.
Mm-hmm.
So for 3 years, you specialized in buying and selling rental properties.
Yes.
From your experience, what would be your biggest tip for an owner considering selling their property that they are currently renting?
That's a good question. Biggest tip for owners selling the property that they're currently renting. I guess the first thing is make sure it's viable, right? Like right now, we've had 40 to 60% appreciation in the past 2 years because of this crazy COVID boom. So it's probably viable, right? Like you probably have enough paid down, you probably have enough big enough gain out of it that it could be worth it. At the same time, if you're making good money on it and you got tenants in, like rents are still good too. So make sure that it's something you want to do. If you want to get out of it and you just don't want to be a landlord anymore, or if you need the capital for maybe another purchase, make sure there's profit, make sure it'll work for you. Don't just do it, because you'll get cash, because maybe in 3 years you would have made more money in the long run. So that's probably the first thing, to make sure it works, make sure the math works.
And then anything with like getting ready to
getting
switch
ready.
over? Anything that they need to do in order to change?
Yeah. So our market right now, if you're tracking, is still pretty crazy. Houses that are in good condition and priced well still move quickly. Less than 7 days, sometimes multiple offers. People aren't bidding over like a bunch of cash like they used to. But it needs to be in good shape. If your house is tore up, like your tenant trashed it, and you're just trying to offload it, you're probably going to sit a little longer unless your price is really low and you're attracting another investor. So if the tenant's staying in, get your agent or me, get them in to go look at it and be like, okay, we need to do these things. It's going to be harder with a tenant in. Maybe you could work around the tenant. Or when they move out, have a nice thorough look through. I got one right now. They're doing, flooring, paint, fixtures, fix the damage, the whole works. So, it's still gotta look good, unless you're trying to offload it for cheap. It's gotta be a good house, even to an investor. Thank you.
Ready?
Yes. My nose is already dripping.
Number
Ghost sauce.
Number 4.
I tried it. Ghost pepper. Is it even ghost pepper? From Sanford, Florida. This smells like unpleasant flavors.
I don't like it because of like the texture. It's just off to me. But
It doesn't taste exactly what it smells like.
okay.
It smells like, like that hot pepper smell? It smells like that, but it doesn't taste
Yeah, I'm familiar
Yeah.
with the smell.
You mean this? It smells like this. It doesn't taste like it.
Okay, so as someone who has represented REOs, can you explain what that is?
REO is real estate owned. Usually, it means a foreclosure. It's some kind of bank owned. It could be anything from the VA owns it, so the VA loan foreclosed and the VA took it back, or any other specific bank, Wells Fargo, whomever. But so it's basically a foreclosure. It's bank owned property.
And what about if the county owns it? Is that still considered REO?
That's a good question. I haven't seen any, honestly, in our area. Not like you see on those TV shows where what's her name buys them for $1 from the city.
Nicole Curtis.
Yeah. Haven't seen any of those. If that happens, it's probably not even going up for sale. I don't think the city just posts houses for sale with like realtors. So if that happens, there might be some list, or maybe they reach out to me for something. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But I know REO for a fact. Those are bank-owned properties. The VA, like I said, Wells Fargo, stuff like that. And they're not always foreclosure. Doesn't always mean tore up. They could be. I've seen plenty of foreclosures where they just got the property, put it back up just under market value, and the house looks like an owner's selling it.
Yeah. They're just gonna make their payments.
Yeah, they just didn't cover the mortgage, and sorry, the bank took it. I'm going for milk now.
Really?
What am I going for? Yeah, I mean it's warm. I don't want to
I
compound.
went for it instead of hot water, but
Hmm?
no, I'm good. I can rinse out my mouth every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, you ready? This is the one.
This is what I was excited for.
Yeah.
Except my, flavor tasting abilities are shot. So. Mmm. Oh yeah. That is like a salsa. That's really good. Still got that heat, but that's a really good flavor. I'm just like a hot mess. I need more napkins. But I'm a messy eater. This is worse.
I thought about getting before.
Oh, I need like a stack. Look guys. Oh, you can't see it from there, sorry. Thank you. Yep.
Feeling it. You got a little. No other.
Oh, it's all downhill
Watch
from
the
here.
radius that you're wiping in, because here, your nose glands will catch it, and it's gonna.
It's all downhill from here. I can feel it. I feel the sweat starting up here. My whole mouth is just hurts. It's all downhill.
And so, as someone who's represented an owner in a short sale, can you explain how an owner does a short sale and why?
It's a good question. Short sale is when you don't. It's when you owe the bank more than what the house is worth. So your house is worth $100,000, but your mortgage is like $130,000. And basically, the the bank has to agree to sell. It's a big process. You need like approval. They have to agree to do it. You have to usually have like a letter of what's the word? Like hardship. They get to explain why you can't keep making payments and why you're trying to sell under and all that stuff.
So it's in lieu of foreclosure?
Yeah, in lieu of foreclosure, and man, it's a process. It's just, every single step of the way, you have to go to the bank has to go up the chain, it has to come back down. You're talking several months when you're under contract to get it to closing. But the big takeaway is you owe more on your mortgage than what the house is currently worth, and you're trying to get out of it.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
It's this one, right? It's the Reaper.
Yes.
Okay. It smells kind of chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty good. But I'm already hurting, so. I got the sweaty eyelids. I'll let it through. Oh, it's starting to tear up too.
It'll be going. What advice would you give to future real estate agents?
That's also a good one. I was talking. Tell me about this yesterday. Talk to somebody who's been in it, and I'll give you a little rundown right now. But there's a lot of money, especially up front. It costs money to get into real estate. It is your own business. So it's not like you join a company and they're paying you hourly or they're just giving you sales to work. You got to find your own clients. It's like running your own shoe store or whatever. And so be ready. You need like $700 for your association dues. You got to take your class. That's like $400. You got to take your test. That's like $100. You got to get with a company. They'll have signs usually, but your splits are pretty low too, right? So you're probably starting 55, 45.
Doing that is going to make it worse.
It hurts. So just be prepared. Know what you're getting into. Don't quit your day job thinking you're going to be a millionaire when you got to shell it up like $1,000 or so right out the gate, and then build up your clientele. You can if you work hard, but just be prepared to be realistic. Also, it's work. You get out what you put into it. So if you're working 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours a week, you'll probably do well. If you just come sit down and answer a couple calls and don't prospect and don't work, you're not going to do so well. If you just want to sell to your friends, maybe keep it as part-time, but be ready, talk to somebody, see what it costs, what it takes, and just have a realistic expectation.
You ready?
No. I'm going downhill a lot faster than I thought I would, but okay. I'm ready. It hurts, people. It hurts. Woo!
Chicken skin's like not giving me the chicken. It's like biting me.
Uh-huh.
And that makes so dark and saucy.
Hold on, yeah. Got more, I'm sorry. I gotta blow my nose. Oh, I haven't been turning these bottles, I'm sorry.
That's okay. What is the most common question you're asked by potential buyers?
That's a good question. It's also hard because I have been working with sellers mostly for a while. Questions I get asked by buyers. Most common question.
Whether they are, actually with you or they're just potential and they're considering.
Honestly, don't know if I can answer that question just because usually once I talk to a buyer, I like work on it, I work on it. So I just start telling them, hey, so you want to buy, here's literally everything. What you can expect to spend, how the process works, what the market looks like. So they usually don't have time to ask me a question because I tell them everything and they're usually like, you answered all my questions, so. No. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's good that you're giving them the information that they need before they even know that they need it.
Yeah, I try. I like to talk about real estate, so sometimes I talk too much. But, yeah.
I mean, I think that's a realtor trait.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it already hurts. My mouth literally hurts. And this is the worst one. Two more to go. 3 questions, two wings. Woo!
So, what is your favorite part about working with your wife for the last 9 years?
Tricky question there. I see you're setting me up.
You know, involved.
I don't know. I don't know what's not to like. We're codependent. I come and spend a night away from you. We do everything together. You're my best friend, so work is just the next extension. They say don't work with spouses. And whatever the other thing is, there's 2 things you don't do with spouses. They say don't work with them, but I don't buy it. I think we work great together. We complement each other. We make up for each other's weaknesses. And we're like opposites, so we just kind of click together perfectly. So I'm glad I got you. God, it hurts.
I mean, I'm drinking way more milk than you, so I'd say you're doing pretty good.
Milk also makes me gassy. I got lactose intolerance from my family. Crying. It hurts. Everything's leaking. My ears are leaking. Is that normal? Is that blood? Oh. Should we rip the Band-Aid off, or do I need to let it chill?
No, I mean, say go.
Okay. I'm gonna burp without vomiting. Okay. I'm doing baby bites now. I'm sorry. Ooh, that one's not pleasant either.
I mean, at this point, there's no pleasantry. You currently work at a nationally owned branded agency, but I know you've also worked at locally owned firms. What benefits do each offer?
That's a good question. So the international brands, or even the national brands, obviously they're more recognized. So you could say you work at Century 21, and you could have an out-of-state person, they're like, ah, I know that. Whereas the local brands, not so much. Oh, it hurts.
And then the benefits with a local.
The local, more locally known. So if you're working with someone in town, maybe they're friends with the owner. There's more local connections with businesses and stuff. So international is also recognized locally. You get more of that hometown feel with a smaller brand, with a local brand. Oh God.
So as you know,
Yep.
this is the last stab. You do not have to do it.
Who doesn't not do it? Who don't not done do it?
DJ Khaled. You've done better than him. So now you can officially say you were better than DJ Khaled.
I already got a dab there. Am I red yet? I can't even tell.
You're pink.
Everything hurts. Let's go. Okay.
Well, what has been your biggest hurdle to jump as a realtor?
Biggest hurdle. Well, obviously getting started is hard, especially coming from I was in restaurants. Realizing it's your own company, having to build your brand, but I think right now it's also working with my kids. I'm home with them, so having to juggle phone calls and works and meetings, I know I'm good. And then screaming kids and lunches and diapers. It's a huge juggling act. And I've had times like a client calls and that's when the kids want to scream, that's when they want to talk. So I had to take a phone call and then, Daddy! So I'm sorry, I'm stepping out the room now. So I think that's the biggest thing is the juggling act. It's a lot. 2 full-time jobs at the same time.
Ignoring the Scoville rating,
Mm-hmm.
which sauce would you say is the hottest?
Mm.
Now that you've actually gotten to try the thing.
Honestly, I blew out around here. Everything just hurts. I'm just thinking the bomb probably. Sticking to it.
Yeah, it's got its reputation for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Last dab's not doing very good for me, but the bomb I was feeling kind of nauseous. I'm still kind of there now, probably all the milk. But yeah, this whole half, I'm like burnt out.
Well, I mean, you did good. I'm proud of you. You know, I went from 9 thinking you were going to come and do it to you completely finished it.
Mm-hmm.
And you answered every question.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't sure you were going to be able to do that. So, you did really good.
Thank you.
Would you do it again?
No. It's good enough. Maybe after, it's like having a baby, right? You're like, this sucks, it hurts so bad. And then like a couple weeks later, you're like, let's do another one.
You
Maybe once the pain's gone, like the immediate pain goes away,
babies.
then maybe I'll do it again. You're like, that was fun, I'll do it. Right now it hurts, no.
Alright, well, thank you so very much for doing it.
Thank you.
So this has been Hot Takes with Realtors with my guest, Michael Galler.
Queen wave.
Please make sure to like and comment on this video and definitely subscribe to the channel. Show some support. And when you do comment any future questions you would like to see, or if you personally are in our area and would like to come and join the show. Thank you so much.
How did I do? It hurts and I'm nauseous.